And of course, that means starting this vlog with the strength of the few. I am so excited to be back in this world. I have missed this world so much. I know it hasn't even been that long. So much is happening. I'd love to be able to push myself a little bit, set mini challenges for myself. The last book left on such a crazy cliffhanger. The turnaround in my videos right now is kind of crazy. I literally just wrapped up my last reading vlog and we are going straight on to the next one because guys, it is bookmas. We are reading as much as possible. It is a Saturday today. It is currently like later in a Saturday afternoon. We did just finish A Flame and Fury in the last vlog, so I read a little bit today, not a ton, but I wanted to intro this vlog today. I am basically going to be reading as much as possible this week. It's going to be a realistic what I read in a week, what I actually read in a week. I will be pushing myself a little bit just because these reads are super exciting, but I wanted to just take you on a week of reading and get to some really anticipated releases, some really high up there books for me that I've been just dying to read, but I've been prioritizing my TBR. But now is the time where I get to mood read. I get to mood read heavy. I get to mood read the books that I've been wanting to read for the past 2 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever. And of course, that means starting this vlog with The Strength of the Few by James Islington. This book came out about a month ago now, I think, maybe a little bit less. No. This book only came out like 2 weeks ago. Whatever. Okay, I'm out of it. I have been not so patiently waiting to read this. I've been prioritizing other books, but I can finally delve into The Strength of the Few. I'm so excited. I read Will of the Many only recently. So this is the second book to Will of the Many. I only read Will of the Many, I would say a month ago, just because I knew that this one was coming out. And oh my gosh, I have never been so gobsmacked by an ending. I literally stared at the wall for hours. And no, not hours, that's an exaggeration. I did stare at the wall for a while though. And I had to Google the ending. I was texting every single person I know who'd read this book and been like, did I read that right? They confirmed that I did, but it made me so curious to go on to this next one. The first one was a 5-star read for me. I could not fault a single thing. I loved everything about it. If you don't know what The Will of the Many is about, the Hierarchy series by James Islington, we are set in this kind of fantasy sci-fi type world where will is basically the driving force between every bit of mental and physical power in this world. There's this hierarchy system that will contributes to. It's like a pyramid. The people at the bottom of the pyramid get very little will, so therefore they aren't very powerful, they aren't very high up in society, and basically as you start working your way up, people higher on the pyramid receive more will, therefore are more powerful. Will is basically physical and mental strength, I would say. It also, you just get status with the more will you have because you're higher ranked in society. I'll show you the little ranking system. This is it. So the higher you are, the more will you receive. We are following Viz, who gets adopted by a kind of higher class family. He's pretty low. They want him to go undercover into the academy where you train physically, mentally, everything. It's like a really intense school, I guess. And you aim to graduate as high as possible. You get to graduate into a will ranking. Anyway, he goes undercover into this academy. We start following Viz as he is training. I feel so weird saying that as the premise of the story because like it has gone so much further than this. It is insane at the moment. The ending just left on an insanely high note and everything possible could happen right now. I'm not sure. So we are about to dive into the second book in this series. I feel like I explained that really bad. My mind is so mush right now. I know lots of people have really loved it though, and it was a really anticipated release for so many people, so that gives me a promise. So yeah, let's dive into this one tonight. We'll see how much we can read on Saturday. Will we count Saturday? I don't know. We'll probably go till Sunday next week, but for now we're just gonna read. It is now Monday. I didn't update you last night because I was just reading in bed for quite a while last night. These books always take me so much longer to read than usual just because I have to focus on every single little detail so I don't miss anything. I have read about 10 pages this morning when I woke up, but we ended here last night at page 134. I only read 30 pages on Saturday, so we read about 100 pages yesterday on Sunday, which is pretty good. I was busy a lot of Sunday. We had a fun little Sunday out, so I only read at night last night. Today I have been working all day, but we have read 10 pages so far. It is the afternoon now. I'm about to go to my Pilates class, but when we get home, I plan to read as much as I can tonight. I am so excited to be back in this world. I have missed this world so much. I know it hasn't even been that long. Literally only one book has come out in this series, but they're such like thick books that it feels like you know this world so much. So much has happened. This is a very confusing premise. I'm not going to say what the premise is, but if you've read the first book, you know the setup for this, and it is quite a confusing premise to get your head around. Therefore, it takes a lot of brain power to be reading it, but honestly, not as much as I thought. I'm definitely paying attention to like every single word I'm reading, but I'm not having to reread anything. It's not that confusing. You just have to make sure you're present in the book whilst reading. You can't zone out. I feel so much for our main protagonist right now. I feel like he is in such a hard position, and I oh my god, I feel so hard for him. At the moment, we haven't really seen too many of our characters from the last book because of the circumstances. So I am excited to see them. It's just honestly really high stakes at the moment though. So I have no idea where this is going to go. I don't know how any of this is going to be resolved. I mean, we're only 140 pages in, but I feel like I have so many questions from where the last book ended that I want answered. I've gotten a few answers already. Like I definitely need more. So I'll keep reading tonight and update you and see if I get those answers. Okay, it is Tuesday now, Tuesday afternoon. It is about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Tuesday is always podcast filming day, so we did our little podcast this morning. I woke up really early this morning. I woke up at 6 o'clock, actually 5:45, and I just couldn't sleep. It just got to a point where I was like, I am not gonna be sleeping. So I just thought, you know what, we're just gonna get up, we're gonna read. So that's exactly what I did. So I stopped at page 200 last night because I just was so tired. I was falling asleep. So we only read, what's that, about 70 pages yesterday. I was hoping to get more read yesterday, but that's okay. This morning I read about 40 pages. We're at page 240 now. I'm gonna keep reading now though. I like when I can start my day off with a good chunk of reading. Sometimes my brain's too busy and I have too much to think about and I just have to go do that. But a lot of the time it feels so nice when I can just not look at my phone or anything in the morning and just start reading straight away. It'd be the first thing I do when I get up. And I find it really sets the tone for the day as well. I'm gonna be honest though, I'm a lot more inclined to do it in summer because the sun comes up so much earlier. In winter, I just want to stay in bed. So much is happening right now. We have been introduced to these creatures. They're actually on the front cover and they are so haunting and scary, but also fascinating. To me, they're really reminding me of like ghoul-like characters, but one specific thing is kind of Dementors-ish, but if you read the Cassandra Clare world, I'm trying to think of what they're called. I'm gonna put like a photo on the screen though. This is what they're reminding me of. That's what they look like in my mind. If you know, you know. If you don't, you probably think I'm so random right now. So much is happening, guys. Because we have hit page 200 though, I feel like I'm starting to get my head around things. Whilst this is a second book, there was so much setup still. There was so much setup that needed to be done for this book. You needed to know a lot of new information. You were kind of just like thrown a bunch of new information about this world, about the circumstance, about our characters. So much was learned in such short time. The exact same thing happened in the first book. The first 200 pages, I was sitting there going, I am so overwhelmed right now. I can't remember what I'm reading. What's happening here? What's happening here? Who's this character again? Trying to get my head around everything. It was very difficult. But when I got to page 200, 250, there was like this switch that flicked in my brain and suddenly I understood what was going on. I could keep track of all our characters. Everything was clicking. And I feel like that is starting to happen now because suddenly I'm here for the plot, keeping up with the plot and like going, oh, what's going to happen next? Instead of going, okay, wait, what happened back here? How does that relate to this? Like trying to remember it all. So I think that's a really good sign. I think that's a really good thing. Only good things to say so far. I do not know where this is going to go. Hopefully we'll read a bit more today. That's going to be my little like line for the rest of the video. Hopefully I read more today. I will be reading more today. I'm going to go for a walk now, call my fam, check in on them, see how they're going. When I get back, I'll probably just try and read, maybe have a nice shower, chill out. One thing about me is I will be getting into my PJs and having a shower and like resetting whenever possible. Like if I finish all my work by 4 and I don't have to go outside again by 4, like I don't need to go to the shops or anything like that, I will be getting in my PJs. I feel like this week is definitely a little bit different because it is bookmas. I feel like I'm very much in the zone of editing and everything at the moment. 12 videos in 24 days. So it does mean a lot of editing, which is fine. I'm loving it. But it does mean I don't have quite as much time to read. We're trying to prioritize it though. This is like a week of me trying to prioritize my reading and make it happen. Finally, I've been waiting for this to happen. It's clicking. It's clicking. Okay, we are over halfway through now, which is exciting. We're at page 387. I would love to tell you what chapter it is, but I'm not very good with Roman numerals. I want to say like 46, I think. I don't know. Somebody can tell me if I'm right or wrong. It's actually 5 o'clock now. I've been reading a few chapters now, and then this afternoon I did like some filming, editing, everything in the morning, and I was working computer work all morning, but in the afternoon I just had like some thumbnails to do. So I was doing my thumbnails, and then I was like, I could be listening to something right now. Because this is on Spotify, I put in the audiobook, and I listened to only I think 2 chapters. There is an element of this book that makes it quite confusing to listen on audio. If you've read it, you know. I'm not going to say anything more though. When I was listening to it, I was going back and checking in the book and like updating myself constantly in the book. I've not had to do that with an audiobook before, but I thought tonight, just while I'm like making dinner and stuff, I might put it in as well, just to kind of help me get through it a little bit quicker as well. I also never really listen to audiobooks until I know what's going on in the book, because I have this tendency to zone out now and then in audiobooks. But when I'm doing something that doesn't require any brain power, I usually am pretty good at listening. For that reason, I don't usually start a book with audio. Just halfway through or more than halfway through now and then, if I need a chapter or 2, I'll just put it in and it will just like get me, I don't know, 10 pages more or something. And oh my God, things are starting to click for me, but also for our characters. And that's a very exciting moment. That's a big turning moment. I think we might be able to read all night tonight. So that's pretty exciting as well. Yesterday, by the way, I got up to page 330. So we read about, what, 100 pages yesterday? And then today we are up to 387, as I said, and hopefully we'll just read more. I would love to get up to page 500 tonight. We'll see how doable that is, but I feel like, where is page 500? I feel like that would leave about 200 pages for me to read tomorrow, and then we could try finish it tomorrow. I don't usually try and like set myself reading schedules for the day, but when I get this much in and I'm like, okay, this is how my reading speed is going in this book, this is how much I'm getting read a day, I'd love to be able to push myself a little bit, set mini challenges for myself to actually finish it on time. Otherwise I can tend to drag it out a long time. Tomorrow, if we can read 200, that would be amazing, and we'd pretty much have it done. After this, I do have a specific book in mind that I want to go into. I feel like this reading vlog, whilst it is just realistic what I read in a week vlog, it is also kind of a finishing series I'm in the middle of vlog. There's just some very exciting books on my horizons at the moment, this being one of them obviously. So confusing, but like in the way that you just want to keep reading so you understand more. Falling in love with high fantasy. I love it so much. I used to only read it now and then, and I used to be a little bit intimidated to go back to back high fantasy or something like that, but I feel like now I'm just like falling more in love with it, and I don't care. I just want to read more and more and more. So I'm gonna keep reading this tonight. May put an audiobook in now and then. I'll keep updating you though, see how we go. What actually just happened? Okay, wow. Okay, a lot just happened. This book is so intense in the best way possible. I love James Islington. Writes so incredibly well. I cannot even begin to understand how he comes out with this in his mind. It is now 8:30 at night, basically reading this whole time, and guys, we hit our goal. We are at page 513. Crazy stuff just happened, not even just one thing. So many crazy things just happened within the past like 100 pages. I am so glad I pushed myself to read those 100 pages because I am like literally gobsmacked. I don't know how much more we will read tonight. We have made a nice dent just because my brain is like trying to process a bit. Like part of me wants to keep reading because I'm like, how is it going to go from here with this crazy bomb they just dropped? But then also part of me is like, I am so fatigued right now from trying to understand this world. Like literally having the best time though. Oh my God. I can't with Maisie. She's so cute. Look. She's literally my soul dog. She's my reading buddy. We have been introduced to this like whole new cast of characters in this book. Not just now, we started, I would say about, I don't know, a quarter of the way, maybe a third of the way through. And I'm really liking them. I feel like we've only just started to really get to know them, like know them on a deeper level. I will say though, it's a lot to keep track of. There are a lot of characters. I have been flipping back to the glossary. I'm always so scared to go back to like the glossary and cast and stuff because I don't want to like see that last page in case it spoils anything. But we do have a major characters few pages. That has been helping a lot. And then we do have a glossary for all of our magical slash, I guess, geographical terms, or like the places and everything like that. So that's been really helping as well. I feel like glossaries and character lists are so overlooked in fantasy books. Like if there's a list, I will be using it because it truly helps me understand the world so much more. We just started part 3. Please read this series. It is so worth it. The first 200 pages will be really confusing, but it gets so good. I will be very shocked if this isn't a 5-star read for me. We'll see if we read any more tonight, but I think for now, I'm actually going to do some more editing because it's 8:30, so I've got a little bit of time. I'm waiting till Austin gets home from work. Get kind of ahead of myself, not really. I do have editing to do. I was just pushing it back so I could read more of this. It's actually the next night. I have had a very, very busy day and not much time to update you. I have read quite a bit today. We're now up to page 642. So we're gonna go to bed and finish this now. I have no idea how this is going to pan out. Obviously, this isn't the end of the series. I think there's gonna be 4 books in this series. So I'm very aware that this will probably leave me on a cliffhanger. I'm imagining it will. The last one did, obviously. So yeah, I'm not expecting an incredible conclusion by any means, but I just am very curious to see how everything's gonna turn out. The past 24 hours have been a bit of a stretch. I've been really trying to keep track of everything that is going on because you have so many different things going on at once. I probably will save the last chapter to read in the morning so I can get my reaction and so you can see it. But yeah, we're gonna finish this tonight and then we get to start a new book tomorrow. It is the morning and I am about to finish Strength of the Few. I don't know where this is gonna go. Oh my god. I'm gonna cry again. I was crying last night. Huh? What? Guys, I'm kind of confused. So I'll talk about this more later, but first of all, that ending is crazy and that leaves so much possibility for the next book. Like the next book is gonna be so intense. Also there were so many sad moments during I'm talking quieter because Austin's still asleep, but there were so many sad moments in this that I was like genuinely like crying about because it was so emotional and so many plot twists, and I didn't think I loved a bunch of characters, and then I realized I actually loved them so much. A lot of amazing things, but that ending, I feel like there's going to be a bunch of theories online. I'm going to have to do a deep dive into like book talk. Oh my god, I don't know, why do I always have to Google the ending of these books? It has been a few hours and I feel like I can comment on it now. This was a masterpiece. This was crazy. I feel like I keep saying this, but I don't know how to describe this without spoilers, so I'm gonna do my best. The whole premise of this second book was incredibly complicated. For an author to pull that off so well and have it honestly quite easy for the reader to understand. Like it's a complicated plot, but it could have been really hard to understand, and he made it quite easy to comprehend and easy to follow. You still had to use your brain, don't get me wrong, but I feel like this could have been a really, really hard thing to follow, and he did it so well. I understand the ending more now. It was 7 a.m. when I filmed that clip. I was very out of it, and then I read that and I was like, did that just happen? No, that couldn't have just happened, because wait, no, that couldn't have happened. And so then I was convincing myself that I read it wrong. I did the same thing with the first book. I was convincing myself I read it wrong. And then I texted Jamie as usual and I was like, can you like confirm / deny what just, I'm so confused. And then she helped me get there. Probably shouldn't have read it first thing in the morning when my brain was still warming up. Crazy ending, although I'm so scared for the next book because I feel like our character is about to go through a whole world of pain and I don't want him to. He's been through enough. But I thought this was masterful. Honestly, like that's the best way I can describe it. I actually feel like I could reread this and I would find a whole lot more out from this book. Like it's one of those books I think you could easily reread. I would love to reread the duology, honestly, and I know I just read it. I think next year before it comes out, I'm gonna do a reread of it because I just feel like there's so many little Easter eggs that you could notice in it that you wouldn't notice your first read through. So I think it could be a really, really fun experience rereading it. I thought you might be excited though to pick our second book. I don't know if we'll finish it because it's Friday today. It's Friday afternoon. It is about 3 o'clock now. So let's go pick a book. Yep. I'm about to start the 4th book in the Ember Quartet, the final book in the Ember Quartet, A Sky Beyond the Storm. I am so scared. Let's breathe this moment in. We are finally doing it. We are finally finishing this quartet. It's a big moment. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I didn't read much last night. I was so tired. I fell asleep so early. We read a total of 34 pages. We were up to chapter 5, but you know, very mini start. So obviously I don't have too much to say, but that's okay. So we ended up reading, I think, 80 pages yesterday, I believe. We had about 20 left of Will of the Many, of Strength of the Few, and then, oh wait, no, and then we read 30 of this. Oh my God, Freya. So we read about 90 pages, 94 pages, so almost 100 pages. So that's not awful. I feel like I'm averaging on 100 pages a day, this reading vlog, so I guess it's fun to see what like I do read. Back in this world, picked up right where we left off in the last book. I'm gonna go read more of this now because I can't really update you from 34 pages. So I'm gonna go read more of this and then I'll update you properly. We have just made it to chapter 21 of A Sky Beyond the Storm. So much is happening already, guys. So we are at page 156. I read just about 6 pages then, I think it was. So last night we made it to page 150 the day before. So it means we read like 115-ish. I'm doing quick maths, guys. Maths is not my strong suit, but you'll see the number on the screen. We've made a little bit of a dent and I fear I will not be able to stop from now on. However, this is the end of the week. It is a Sunday today, so we have made it a full week. I am so sorry that I am leaving you guys on a cliffhanger here. Honestly, I feel so bad that I'm not finishing it in this vlog, but it wasn't realistic what I read in a week, and I guess I'm gonna have to do a little selfish part and just read this and have my own moment with it. However, don't worry, I'm not gonna leave you hanging completely. I will post like a short, a reel on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, everything like that, updating you when I finish this last one, so I won't leave you hanging completely. If I finished it by the time this video goes out, I'll link it below, but if I haven't yet, I'm sorry, it'll be coming. I am loving it so far. I am so scared on how this is gonna end. I don't know how it's going to end. The last book left on such a crazy cliffhanger. Like, just our characters had changed so much and I was like, I don't actually know how we're gonna get on from here. But honestly, I'm starting to love so many of our characters. I'm really liking the Blood Trike guys. They're quickly becoming one of my favorite characters. So, oh, also this is so random, but I had someone comment the other day, why do I speak in plural when I'm filming a video? Like I say, we're at page 300 or something like that. I actually didn't realize I did that. I think I do that because I'm talking to you like we're a friend. Like, I'm just talking like I'm on FaceTime to you, and like you guys have been with my journey, so I'm like, yeah, we're up to this together. We've been reading this together. Now, like re-editing a bunch of my videos, I notice that I say it all the time. So that's interesting. You guys are as much a part of this channel as I am. Like, without you, I would not have this channel. So I feel like I refer to us as like a little community and we're on this reading journey together. So yeah, anyway, I am loving this so far. I cannot wait to see where this goes. I don't know how much I'll get read tonight, which is another reason I'm finishing this vlog here, because I have a busy night tonight, but throughout the week, hopefully I'll get it finished. It is a lot easier to read, and also these pages are so much smaller than Strength of the Few. So it feels like I'm reading super quickly, when in reality, that's just a lot smaller of a book. However, it's still 500 pages. So we've got a little bit to go. The way this author writes is absolutely incredible. I feel like it is so immersive. You are so quickly immersed into her world, even though there's been quite a gap since I read the 3rd book in this series. If you can hear that, that's the wind outside, by the way. It's crazy. Yeah, it's been quite a big gap since I read the 3rd book in this series, and I was like, oh, what happened? Like, I have to remember all the little details. I remembered the major things that happened, but I was like, what were the mini details that happened? Immediately remembered when I started reading. I don't know what it is, but it's just written in a way that like triggers your memory, and it was really useful. I've also seen so many people say, well, actually 2 ways. Is either your favorite book in the series or you're quite let down by the ending of the series. So I hope it's my favorite. The world in this is also just incredible, and I feel like we've got such a stronger understanding of our magic system. To be honest, I reckon there could be more magic in this. If I'm being honest, I think we could have a little bit more. I feel really sad for our characters at the moment, but it's fine. Also, these are such adventure books. Like, you're following our characters on these big quests, and I love that feeling. I'm having so much fun, guys. I'm having the best time. I can't wait to continue reading it this week. But that does bring us, as I said, to the end of our week. So I hope you guys have enjoyed reading along with me for the week, seeing what I realistically get read in a week. I would say this is a pretty realistic what I read in a week. I was going to try and push myself, but unfortunately I have chronic fatigue. So I can't stay up that late. Like, I need rest desperately sometimes, and that was a week. It was a bit of a flare-up week. I needed a lot of rest. I have other stuff going on as well, but yeah, anyway, rambling now. So I feel like that was a pretty realistic representation of what I'd get read in a week. I feel like we averaged about 100 pages a day, so pretty sturdy, pretty stable. I was very happy with it. That brings us to the end of our video today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you had fun reading along with me. We've got 3 videos left after this for Bookmas, I believe, so it's crazy. It's gone so fast. Thank you for watching to the end of this video. If you have stayed, it means the absolute world to me. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video.